Alrighty. Welcome back to Hanger 51. Sorry I'm late. Who's going to be first in the room? Let's see who's going to be first in the room. Eric or Mike Bird? Eric! There it is. Crap. Yeah, crap. Sorry. Oh my god. Wreck 'em, Roy! I got your message, Roy. I was driving. But, yeah. No, I didn't build it yet. What are we building? Which one? Which one was I supposed to build? You ain't sorry. I am sorry. Alright, so I'll tell you what happened. Went to a car show today. And the car show was supposed to be from 10 to 2. Well, it started at 10, but it didn't end at 2. They were hee-hawing around trying to score all the cars and get them all organized and get the trophies put out. They didn't start putting the trophies out, organizing them to give them away until 3. And we didn't get out of there till 4. So they were 2 hours late. The show ran over 2 hours. They had over 100 cars. It was a big show. But so that just threw a monkey in the wrench for my plans, because I wanted to go up and pick up. I bought a set of SRT8 wheels for my Dodges, and I don't hear any sound. Oh god, here we go again. Really? Shadow, can you hear me? Your HPIs. What's HPI Savage working again? I don't know. Shadow, can you hear me? Okay, so you can't hear me. Okay, all right, Roy. It's a problem at your end. Check your volume, check your sound. I don't know. It's at your end. Shadow hears me just fine. So, okay. 8th scale nitro. Okay, gotcha. I gotcha. Okay. It was my shit. So anyway, so that made me late to go pick up the wheels. I had to drive all the way up to Leesburg to buy these wheels. It's a set of SRT8 20-inch wheels that the guy sold me for $500, and they're in really good shape. They've got a little bit of curb rash on them, but it's not bad. And only on 1 or 2 of the wheels. And 2 of the tires were brand new, and so for $500 it was a really good deal. So anyway, but that just made me 2 hours late going up there. And then of course you go to hook up the trailer, got a flat tire. Then I get the tire pumped up. Then I go to plug in the lights. It blows the fuse in the truck. Then I have to go to the parts store to get a fuse for the truck to put the lights on. Oh my god, what a nightmare. And then I forgot to, I left the lock on the tailgate, so I bet the lock fell off somewhere on the road. So I think I lost my padlock. What else? What a nightmare. Yeah, I was in a rush because we were so late at the car show, and then that just made things worse. So, and that always, that's just the way it is, guys. You rush, it just makes things worse. So yeah, they would look good on your CUDA. So I bought 2 different sets of wheels now. About 3 weeks ago, I bought a set of the plastic cladded that are in perfect condition, and they look very similar to the SRT8 wheels. They're chrome 5-spoke, and they come to a point. And it's a plastic cladding that goes over the wheel. And then the SRT8 wheels are polished faces it's aluminum polished, and 1 spoke has SRT embossed in it. And those are the good wheels. And so I bought both sets so I could. I'm going to put new tires on it, and I want to get some drag radials. Put them on. I think I'm going to put the drag radials on the chrome, the plastic chrome wheels. They're all 20-inch, so it'll look fine. And It hardly won't be noticeable probably. And then, you know, usually it's a drag strip. Well, not always, but a lot of times it's a drag strip you're running at night. You know, especially at test and tune. A test and tune is always a night thing. Um, so anyway, that's what I'm going to do. So that's why I bought the two different sets of wheels. I can mix and match tires, and I have 16 of the RT wheels. And because I have RT wheels on the Magnum I bought, I've got RT wheels on the Black Charger I bought, and then both Daytonas have RT wheels on them. So I've got 16 RT wheels. Philip, what's up? Good to see you, man. We got 8 in here now. So we got Roy, we got Shadow, we got Philip. Who else is here? Let's see. Mike Bird not here yet, huh? All right, come on, wherever you are. Where's Mike Bird? He should be here. Oh, upper 30s? Yeah, no, we were in the 40s this morning. And I didn't think it was going to warm up today, but it did. It got to 73, I think, which was okay. You know, perfect weather for the car show. That was nice. But it's already back down to 64 right now. I don't think it'll go down in the 40s tonight, but it'll be in the 50s for sure. Yeah, we got nine in here now. We got some lurkers. That's good. Well, welcome, lurkers. You're okay. We don't care. You're welcome to stay all you want. I don't know what else we're going to talk about. We'll find something. I'm going to look at some. So I did order. I got my airplane ordered from FMS, and I got a tracking number. As a matter of fact, let me see when it's coming, because it already shipped. UPS has it. They had it 2 days ago. So let's see where it's at. It might be coming tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Monday or Tuesday, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure where it shipped from, so I won't know that for a minute. But let me go look and see when it's coming. So I bought the SU-27, the blue one. You know, the blue. That's the Russian version. I didn't buy the J11, which is the Chinese version. For some reason, the Chinese version costs more. I don't know why. It's $20 more to buy the Chinese version. So, and I wasn't sure that. Okay, I'm in. I wasn't sure that the Chinese version would be easier to see, you know, to the blue one. So I went and watched a couple of videos of, you know, one of each, and I think the blue one's easier to see. You know, even though, you know, blue skies and everything, but I think the blue one's going to be easier to see if you've got clouds, and I think the Chinese one wouldn't have been so easy to see. So, all right, track shipment. Let's see where it's at. And well, the car show today was at Staples, of all places. It was a Toys for Tots show at Staples. So I went in and looked at some new computers, guys. I almost bought one. The sale, I'm definitely going to buy one. I'm just not sure if I'm going to buy it from Staples or not, because my brother told me that there's, they check a couple places first before I did it. And so I went in and checked to see when that sale ends. And I think the sale ends December 6th. So I've got time to go get the are you sure you want to end it? Yeah, I don't want to talk to your AI. You know, yes, I'm sure. Go away. I don't need to talk to AI. No, I don't want to do a survey either. Can you guys just go away so I can see where my package is? I hate it when you're trying to do something and they start popping all this crap up. You know, you can't. I just want to do something. I just want to see where my package is. I don't want to take a survey. I don't want to answer your AI questions. I just want to know where my package is. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. it's still in estimate delivery when the package arrives in UPS. Okay, well, it was, I think, Thursday. It said that it was fulfilled, and this message came up from, or maybe it was Wednesday. Okay, so they were closed for Thursday, but they weren't closed Friday. Saturday, yeah, I don't know. All right, and I have no idea when it's coming. Apparently, it's not moving yet, so they don't have it. That sucks. All right, well, whatever. Moving on. That was, ordered 2 helicopters. I won't get a tracking number on them, because when you order helicopters from Hobby King, they send it straight to the manufacturer of the helicopters, and they ship it, and they don't notify me that they shipped it. So, and it usually takes about 10 days for them to get it to me. So we'll just have to wait for those. Not a big deal there. I don't know what's going on with Hobby King. I couldn't get them to ship anything from the original. I think it was Oregon. Had is that where Hobby King had a warehouse in the U.S. was in Oregon? I think. Well, now it's in L.A. and they're not shipping anything out of L.A. I ordered the PBY, the Catalina, and they wouldn't ship it. And it come up when I went to the cart, to pay it. It said no available shippers from the L.A. warehouse. What? So I don't know what that means. So I couldn't get it shipped. So, Juno, what's up? How you doing, man? So, yeah. Anyway. So the helicopters will be on the way. I had to cancel the order for the Catalina because they won't ship it. I don't know why. Maybe it's a bug in the computer, or maybe the LA warehouse is not open for business yet. That's pretty stupid if they... Craig Beaven, what's up? It's pretty stupid if they close down the Oregon warehouse before they got the LA warehouse up and running. That's not going to make customers very happy. So, not a good plan. No, it says it's in stock. I had a bunch of stuff in my cart. It wouldn't ship any of it. I had a couple of battery packs. I had 2 6S packs. I had a pack for one of the helicopters, which apparently ships from them, not from the manufacturer. They must have the battery in stock. So I had those. I had a fuselage for the twin. What do they call that thing? The King twin. I had a replacement fuselage in my cart, and then I had the PBY in the cart. And I took them out of the cart one by one and tried to reship it, and it wouldn't go. And so I finally got rid of all of them, and then it went. Hey, JCB, what's up? From the illegal truck drivers in Cali. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, there could be some truth to that. Yeah, you never know. Maybe ISIS came in and cleaned house. I don't know. So anyway, so I did that, and then we'll stay on car subject for a few minutes here. So at the car show, my buddy Charlie has an Impala SS like mine, and I put a supercharger on his car. I don't know, probably 10 years ago, 80,000 miles ago, and the car still runs perfect. And it's still very quick. It runs good with the supercharger. But he had a daily driver. He never drove the Impala daily. He had I don't remember what he had before the Stinger, but he had one of those Kia Stingers, which is a badass car. And he he had a tune in it, and he had some other stuff to it, and it was really fast. And but a Cadillac CT5 Blackwing came available. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's a it's a super it's the Hellcat Eater. Okay. This car is amazing. It is so. It's got 700 horsepower to the wheels. It's the same motor that's in the Corvette, supercharged. I think it's. Oh, is Cletus giving away a Blackwing right now? Oh yeah, no kidding. I didn't know that. I don't watch Cletus' show anymore. So Delta plus shit going on. What's going on with Delta? I was just talking to Rich. He's a Delta pilot, and he said they're all good. So what are you talking about, Greg, with the Delta? Something going on? I know. Yeah. The Stinger is like 375 stock, and then he put a tune in it. It was running 110 octane race fuel, and I think he was like pushing 4.25. And it's a pretty light little car, so it would just kick ass. It was a very quick little car, but it wouldn't touch the Blackwing. 0 to 60, 3.3 seconds. Now that's not what the brochure says. That's what Charlie actually did. The brochure says 3.4, but Charlie's with his it's got gyros and I don't know what the hell the word I'm thinking of, but all that's on board the car, so the car will tell you what it just did. It's tracking all that shit, and yeah, he got a 3.3 0 to 60 time with this thing, which is a freaking missile. And it's a big car, guys. That's a big full-size car. It only weighs 4,000 pounds, though. Hell, my Impala weighs 4,500. I can't believe the Impala weighs more than the Blackwing. It's crazy. Well, yeah, Shadow, I guess, because like I said, it's a big car. It's almost as big as the Impala. It's pretty damn close. And it only weighs 4,000 pounds. And I think the Impala is 4,600 pounds, something like that. So, yeah, it's... I was surprised. I would have expected it. With all the airbags, the curtain airbags, and all that shit. We don't. None of that's in the Impala. All we have is a steering wheel airbag and one on the dash. That's it. There's no more airbags. There's no side airbags. There's no down for your knees or any. It's just two airbags. One in the passenger dash. Above the glove box, and one in the steering wheel. That's it. So. Yeah, I really don't know. No, it's an automatic. Yeah, he got a great deal on it. Somebody traded it in at the Land Rover store. Okay, Tampa Land Rover put it. They got it in a trade. They put it up for sale for $88,000. It's a 22. He's had it a year, a little over a year. So he bought it in early 24, or maybe late 23. So it was only like a year old. 10-speed. Yep. It's a 10-speed automatic, and it's just freaking amazing how quick that car is. God damn. It's really impressive, very impressive. So it got a lot of attention at the car show. It was the only Blackwing there. I had my Daytona there. I was the only old version Charger Daytona there. There were a couple of new Chargers there. I think think there were three. I think there were three Chargers, new ones, 18, 20, something like that. Two of them were red, and then I forget what color was the other one that was there. I think it was silver. Can't remember. Well, actually, I think one of the red ones was a Daytona, but it was a new body style Daytona, not the original 06 body. Which the body itself's the same. It's the nose panel and the tail panel are different. I think, well, the doors have that scallop in it, but I think the doors are interchangeable. I think you could take the door off one and put it in the other. I think they're the exact same shape and size. It's just the skin that's different. So yeah, I had the only old Charger there, and the only, well, I think one of the red Daytona, one of the red Chargers was a Daytona, I think. Oh, no kidding! Is that right, Mike? The police had stingers over there? Oh man, don't run from that son of a bitch! You're gonna get stung. Yeah, Cadillac Blackwing. Look it up. CT5 Blackwing. They have a CT4 Blackwing. That's a 6-cylinder. And then the CT5 Blackwing is a V8. It's got the Corvette, ZL1 or whatever motor with a supercharger. And it's a frickin' rocket ship. Goes 200 miles an hour. 204 miles an hour. Top speed. Or which is probably regulated to 204 miles an hour. It probably would go farther if they didn't cut it off there, but yeah, it's and he's got this. He thinks it's called electric blue. I don't think it's called electric blue. Electric blue, like on the CTS, was a very dark, almost candy apple, dark metallic like blue. It was I love that color. His is that lighter aqua blue, and I don't think he says they call that electric blue. I don't think so. I think he's wrong. I think he's got it wrong. I'm pretty sure that the electric blue is the dark blue. I could be wrong. Yeah, it's almost this color. As a matter of fact, this blue rubber. That's about what color his Cadillac is. It's very close to that. So, a lot of people knew what it was. A lot of people walked right by it. They had, it's a Cadillac. Nothing. But, a lot of people knew what it was, and they'd start asking questions, because they'd either never seen one, but they read about it, or never sat in one or something. So yeah, Charlie was holding court there with the Blackwing. It is a beautiful car. God, I got to tell you, that is one beautiful car. It really is. So he was lucky to get it, because they're selling those things, honestly, they're 10, 20, 30% over MSRP to get one, because they can charge that and people will pay it. So when he picked his up for 88,000, which, that's more than I paid for my property here. With buildings on it and the trailer, a double wide trailer, and all the fixings. I only paid 80,000 for 3 acres of property with a house on it and everything, and he paid more than that for the car. I couldn't do that. I know it was a great deal and everything, but I just couldn't do that. I couldn't spend that kind of money on a car. That's just insane. Yeah, Shadow, people get in my Impala, and I shock them how fast it is. They just can't believe, it scares them. And then you get in his car, it's like, oh my God. It's insane how fast that car is. Thanksgiving Day, I went to his house for Thanksgiving, and he had some other people there, and so we put 4 of us in the car. He took us for a ride, and it was just hilarious. Everybody else is screaming like, "Oh my God!" I'm laughing because I already knew what to expect, and yeah, yeah, yeah. One of the guys with Impala back in the day, when we were all pretty hot and heavy racing and everything, put a big nitrous hit in his car. Not as big as I'm running, but um, and he would and his bottle was always on. He'd race anything, you know. And he was on an exchange program with automotive engineering down here. Every morning, when on his way to work, he'd stop at automotive engineering and exchange his nitrous bottle every morning. So he went through a bottle of nitrous every day, and he was making this joke that he wasn't joking, but he made a statement that, yeah, when I launch this thing, all the change comes out of my pockets. And Charlie was like, "What are you talking about? What do you mean when all the change?" And then Charlie went for a ride in it, and all the change came out of his pocket, and he was like, "Holy shit! Well, this is way worse than that. This is way quicker than that." So yeah, it's pretty impressive. It really is. It's an amazing car. Yeah, well, that's what you need to get a big heavy car moving is torque. Torque is a measurable force. Horsepower is not. Horsepower is calculated off of torque. You can't measure horsepower. You have to measure the torque, and then you mathematically determine what the horsepower is. So, but yeah, the torque is and I think that's got I think 760 foot-pounds of torque, something like that. The only car at the show that was faster than Charlie's Blackwing was a Dodge Challenger Demon there, which is their version of I guess a street legal full drag car. 1,025 horsepower. I think 0 to 60 was 2.6 seconds. Quarter mile time was 891, I think. And this is a showroom off the showroom floor Dodge Challenger that I guess is street legal. But yeah, it was a full blown race car. Right from the factory. Ford did it too. They had a Mustang that you could buy that didn't come with a VIN. You couldn't put it on the road. I guess the Demon you could put on the road, but not the Mustang that Ford was selling was a full blown race car, so it didn't come with a VIN tag, so you couldn't put it on the road. Yeah, yeah, that's not a bad way to it's not a bad way to explain it, I guess. Um, yeah, well, I don't know. I'm not sure that's actually accurate. Um, because inertia is, how hard you hit the wall. Yeah, I don't know, but that's funny anyway. Though I think that's a cute statement. It's pretty funny. Um, so yeah. Anyway, um, some guy was there with a Toyota Supra, supercharged, and he starts running his mouth right away. I thought we were going to get a little race going on here. Because he says, it's faster than both those cars. Says, not that one, it ain't. It's faster than my Dodge, but it ain't faster than that one. And he just looked at me like, huh? So that's a Blackwing. He didn't know what that was. He had no idea. And he says, well, I eat Hellcats all day long. And Charlie just laughed. He goes, yeah, so do I. So, yeah, it's funny. Definitely funny. So, anyway, it was a good show. Over 100 cars. I wasn't expecting that, and it's a big parking lot. This particular Staples store right on 19 in Spring Hill has a giant parking lot, and they filled it. They filled it and then started parking them in the aisle, and out front by the road because they ran out of room in the parking lot. So there was I was car 316. They didn't start at one, you know. Um, and then I heard them call out 448. Okay, so that's already over 100. And I don't know how many cars. There were a bunch of cars there before I got there. Probably 20 or 30 cars. And then they're like 20 over. You know, yeah, there was probably 140, 150 cars there today. You know, so it was a big turnout. A lot of toys for the Toys for Tots. Oh my God, they had like 4 boxes out there, and they filled those boxes like instantly. And then they were just stacking them on top and on the side and around, and there was a pile of toys there. Oh man, there's gonna be a lot of happy kids this year for Christmas because they got a shitload of toys. So anyway, yeah. So, and I laughed at Charlie. You know, we had the biggest. They had 5 categories. Well, they had 5 American car categories, and they had a foreign car category. Um, I think a blower car category. So I told Charlie, I says, you know, you could, you know, and the category we were in was category 5 was from 2000 to 2024. Of course, if you have a 25 or a 26 card, they would have thrown you in there because they printed it before the 25s came out, I guess. But that was the biggest group. I mean, that was 24 years of cars. And the other ones were, you know, 19, 18, 15. You know, that was the only group that had, you know, 24 categories, you know, or 24 years in that category. So, and then they had a foreign one for the Volkswagens. There were 2 Beetles there. Man, I don't know about you, but I never see Beetles on the road anymore. Ever. I mean, we see them all the time, and I never see a Beetle on the road anymore. Yeah, it's his is modified, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it's not gonna run with the Blackwing, but it's a good car. I mean, I'm sure it's fast. At least it's V8 and it's rear wheel drive. So Toyota, yay! You know, pretty car too. It was a pretty car. Okay, Mike, that's a good one. How fast you get hit and how big the fist is. You've had 4 bugs? Yeah, no, I never bought one of those. I barely ever bought any. I think the only foreign car I've ever owned was my Infiniti G37S. It was an '09. I bought it brand new, and I think that's the only foreign car I've ever owned. Let me think a second here. Yeah, yeah. As far as owning, that's the only one I've ever owned. Everything else I've owned was is all American iron. You know, I haven't bought anything else. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think if there was. I don't think. No, yeah, I definitely haven't. Yeah, I haven't owned. I haven't owned other than the Infinity. I haven't owned any other foreign cars. Um, yeah, just like the Stinger. I mean, the Stinger's fast as shit too. But not the Blackwing fast, but it's fast. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what a BMW Z4 is, so that doesn't help me any. I don't. I really don't. I really don't follow the other, Audi and BMW and Volkswagen, Porsche. I don't follow those brands. McLaren. Bugatti. Yeah, they're just not. Maserati. Yeah, I don't follow any of that stuff. I don't read any articles on those cars. I don't know the first thing about any of those cars. I only know what I watch on YouTube. Mostly how Matt Armstrong rebuilds one after it's been crashed. Yeah, and then they take it to the dyno and get some horsepower out of it. But yeah, I don't follow any of that stuff. Yeah, when I worked for Dimmitt back in 80, I think it was 80, 83 or 84. Um, one of the mechanics out in the shop had a Supra, from that era, 80s, and it was a nice car. It was a really cool car. And I think that was the only thing Toyota offered rear wheel drive. I think that was the only car that they had in the corral for in the rear wheel drive. Um, it does look good. It's a pretty car. We went and looked at it. Um, it's a pretty it's definitely a good looking car. Does it have a back seat? I'm not sure if it had a back seat or not. I really didn't look that close. I looked at the dash, and stuff, but I don't think I looked to see if it had a back seat. So I don't know if it's a four-seat car or not. But it's a damn pretty car. It's got nice lines. So the BMW Z4, is that what it is? It looks exactly like the Supra, just a different badge on it. Nope, two-seater. Okay. Yeah, that's the really funny thing about the Blackwing is you can put 5 people in that. yeah, it's it's amazing. How fast that car is, and it seats 5. Yeah, the Nissan's a nice car, but it won't touch. Um, I don't think it'll touch the Supra, and it definitely won't touch the Blackwing. It might give the a Stinger a run for its money, depending on how many mods they've done to the Stinger. But um, yeah, it's it's so funny. Back in the '70s, if you could get your car in the 15-second range, you were cooking. And not because of horsepower. It was just didn't have tire technology back then. You just couldn't hook the damn thing up. I don't know if you guys remember, but the old dragsters back in the day, the top fuel dragsters, were burning rubber almost all the way down the racetrack. They were this big smoky, all the way down almost at least halfway down the racetrack. They couldn't hook it up, and that's when the cars started. Once tire technology came around and started hooking up, holy shit, it was a whole new world. So, today, man, there's a shitload of cars that come off the showroom floor running 13s or faster. So yeah, it's amazing the difference now. Just how much horsepower we're producing now with smaller engines. I mean, Christ, and some of them, turbocharged 4-cylinder. Like Deb's Cadillac. That thing's a rocket ship. It's amazing how quick that car is. I'm sure that's a 13-second car. And it's just amazing how quick it is. Yeah, when Charlie told me it was a 10-speed, holy shit. A 10-speed? Oh my god. Wow. And we thought we were, pretty hot shit with a 4-speed. We finally had overdrive and 10 speeds? Holy crap. Well, yeah, that's true too. You know, the VHT, and they keep coming out with new formulas of it too to make it stickier and stickier. So yeah, there's a lot of technology all the way around. The cars, the engines, the tires, the track prep, track surface. Like um, Leadfoot City they just put over here. The whole track is concrete, not just the launch area. They just concrete the whole track. No blacktop. It's concrete the whole track. So guys spent a lot of money over here. I got to tell you, I would have never believed. It was open for years with no drag strip, and I just figured there's no way they're ever going to get that approved to put a drag strip there because there's houses right there, and it's like I don't know how in the world they're going to get that approved, but I just would have never believed it. Then all of a sudden, boom, they broke ground on the drag strip, and I'm like, are you shitting me? So yeah, kudos to the mayor over there because I would have never believed it. I just it's in a powder town that's semi secluded, but there's definitely houses around there. Not a lot, but how many people have to complain before they shut it down, or not allow them to build it. I don't know how they got it passed, but and there's two properties right on the property that the same piece of land, but there's obviously a divided. This section belongs to them, and this is the rest of the racetrack. But it's right on the same sliver of property. There's two houses right out there in the front. And I'm like, how in the world did they get them to agree to let a racetrack get built behind them? I mean, Jesus. So yeah, small engine with a hairdryer. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been on the drag strip many times and walked right out of my shoes. Yeah. Yep. You're just walking along and all of a sudden your shoes are planted and you keep walking. And if you walk too far in your socks, you'll take your socks right off with it, yeah, too. So yeah, it's yeah, I've experienced that many times. Yeah, yeah, it's an ATS. It's a 18, 2018 ATS. The four-cylinder turbo, 2.0 liter. And it's amazingly fast. I was really impressed. It's a nice car. It's a little small. She went from the Malibu, which was a really nice car. That's the only front-wheel drive car I've ever driven that drove nice. That was a really nice driving car. You want a front-wheel drive car that doesn't feel like a front-wheel drive car, that feels like a rear-wheel drive car? Chevy Malibu. Awesome platform. I don't know how they did it, but it drives like a rear-wheel drive car. Really, really enjoyed driving that car. I really liked it, and it was bigger than the ATS. So, and I told her that when she was buying it. I says, this is smaller than your Malibu. It's going to be tight, it's a little tighter in there. And yeah, I don't care. I want the car, And then a week later, boy, it's tight in that car. Yeah, I know. I told you that. you know, so but it's a nice car. It's just good. It's pretty. It's a good looking car, and it drives nice. And it handles good. It's very agile. I'd like to take it to the autocross. If we get autocrossing again, I don't know if the group I raced with is even running anymore. I know the Porsche Club is. I don't know if the Porsche Club will let me. They might let me. Danny Shield had put a word in. They'd probably let me bring something other than a Porsche, but they're pretty, one single minded. Not a Porsche. No, you can't come in. Oh, okay. So. Oh, is that what you guys were doing? Did you do some drag racing, Philip? So a guy showed up. I don't know how we met up with this guy. I forget the exact. But some guy made his own Christmas tree and his own light timer system, and it worked really good. But he didn't have a pre-stage beam, So you actually had to roll your car up until you turned on the bulb, I think it was the red light bulb because he hadn't hit the starter, and then you'd back it out and you just set it behind that imaginary line, and then the tree would go down and you'd leave, and if you crossed the line before the green came on, you got a red light, and the timer worked good, and we had a lot of fun with that, and so two of my guys, part of my team, we had the tightwad race team, were mechanics at Toyota right here. Oh no, they were Nissan mechanics. That's right. Yeah, they were at the Nissan dealership. Older guys, and they brought this car. They were racing this one morning. They were, I think it was a Saturday morning, and they came into the shop, my hobby shop, and Kenny, you got to help us with this car, man. We're going drag racing. And I go, great. And it was a home-built 18th scale funny car. So it was really long. I think it was a Vega or a Mazda body that I think Parma made it, if I'm not mistaken. I guess we could probably look it up. But it was so it was a long, funny car body, not a regular body, and it was smaller, So I think it was an 18th scale instead of, or it might have been 12 scale. It wasn't 10 scale, that's for sure. It wasn't that big. But. So I'm looking at what they've got, and I'm like, no, this isn't going to work. We got to change this, and then I broke in a new set of brushes on it for him, and we got it. I tuned it up as much as I could from the shop, and they went and ran it, and it was running really good, but they couldn't drive it. So they come back to the shop. I was very close by. It was only like a couple miles away. So they come back to the shop. Kenny, you got to come out and drive this thing, man, because we can't drive it. All right, so I put a sign on the door, closed, went drag racing, and I went over there, and we did a couple test passes, and I made a couple more adjustments to it, and then we won the event in that class. It was I think the 6-cell class. They had a 6-cell class, a 7-cell class, and then they had an open class. You could do anything you want in that one. And we set the new record. It was, I want to say it was 2.6 seconds. We traveled 132 feet. That's 1/10 of a drag strip in 2.6 seconds. And that was the new record. And I had to go up against this kid. Him and his dad were very, they were factory team guys, and and they had all the good shit, and us tightwad guys, we're putting stuff together with baling wire and hot glue gun and paper tape, So this car didn't look like much, but. And so I had, I don't know if it was the final round or I think it was the final round. I had to race him, and I beat him, and I just pulled, I pulled the trigger and the car went to the right or to the left, and I just put a little bit of right in the wheel and I just held it there, and I just let it do a big arc, I didn't want to overdrive it and get it squirt, so I just gave it a little right, and I just waited for it to come back. So it just made this big arc and came back, and we won. And the kid's dad couldn't believe it. How did you let him beat you? What the fuck? And we didn't have a reaction time. There was no timer for the reaction time. So that was part of the problem with with and everybody thought I red lit. You know, he came over and tested his. He put his foot down in front of the thing to see if the red light came on, and it came on. Everybody thought I red lit. I cut a perfect tree. It must have been like a millisecond because everybody thought I red light. So everybody came over checking the tree to see if it would red light, and it did. And they were like, "It's working." Okay. So that was a lot of. Those two guys were so happy. That made their day. They were just having so much fun, you know, putting this car together. It wasn't a kit. It was home built. The whole thing was home built. They built it to fit the body that they bought, and they made it out of a PC board. I think, you know, the yellowy greenish yellow, you know, piece. That's what they cut the chassis out of, and then just bolted shit. You know, battery holder and the motor, and you know, and they just bolted it all together out of parts, and then we made it work, and it was pretty funny. So that was a fun day. I enjoyed that. Yeah, and that was, you know, we were setting it up at the car dealership. Let us use the parking lot in the back on, I think it was on a Saturday or Sunday. I think it was in the detailing section, and they weren't doing any car detailing on the weekend, so you know, that area wasn't being used. So they let us use that to run. And we put hay bales at the end to catch the cars because the top fuel stuff looked like an arrow. They were so thin in the nose, and literally they would hit this hay bale and go right through it. Not all the way through it, but all the way into it to the back wheels. The back wheels kind of stopped it. And then they'd have to pull it back. You know, and the damn thing was probably, 2.5 feet long, and they'd have to pull it all the way back out of the hay bale. It was hilarious. You know, and they were really fast. Holy Christ, those things were rocket ships. So, but yeah, those are the good old days. Man, that was back in the 80s, late 80s, 89, maybe 90, 91. Yeah. So, yeah, we did a little of everything. You know, these guys would always come in with something new. You know, some contraption they put together, a crawler or a stadium truck, or it was always something. So it's pretty funny. I got to get the stadium truck out of the old garage and bring it in here, and maybe we'll put that together one night. I was gonna start the printer tonight. I was gonna print the Blackwing. I found a Blackwing file on Yegi. Yegi is a search engine that searches all of the websites. Corality's website, Bamboo's website, Thingiverse, Anycubic. It searches all the websites in this one search. And if there's an existing file out there, it'll find it. So there's a CT5 Blackwing file out there. I found, there's a couple of different ones. And so I told Charlie, I said, I'm going to print you a car. I don't have that color. That's close. It's a little too green. It's an aqua green. You guys have seen it. I printed that one Dragon with that filament. I don't think, other than dark blue, which is way too dark, I don't think I have anything closer to that color of his car. I've got this. Yeah, I don't think that would look good. I told him I was going to print one in silver, and then I've got that candy blue cast that I could put over the silver and try to get it. I don't know. Maybe it would work better with white. I think white. I've got a roll of white, I think. Yeah, maybe I print it in white and then put the blue over that and see if I can't get it close to that, the color of his You know, I could mix paint and just come up with the color. I probably should just do that. That would be the best way to do it. Um, you know, because I buy paint from Blows. It's, you know, what do they call that? Latex paint. So yeah, I could just mix the color and then airbrush it. So it'll be this size. I'll do the same thing I did with this one. I'll stand it up like this, and I'll expand it until it's 300. You know, I get it as big as I can. I keep the proportions even, and I stretch it until it's 300 millimeters tall, standing on its tail like this. That's as big as I can print it. So I'll print him a Blackwing. It'll be the same size as this. Oh, Eric's out of here. All right, man. Have a good night, Shadow. Um, so, yeah, I'm kind of excited. I've been wanting that SU-27 forever, and I finally ordered it. So, um, getting excited about that. It's kind of bummed that I didn't get the PBY. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll call Hobby King Monday and say, all right, what's the story? Why can't you ship me? How come you're not shipping out of the LA warehouse? What's going on? You know. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. And then I left this open just to. You sent this to me, right, Mike? The China. They're selling the Super Tucano at China. What's it called? China something. Well, China Hobby Line is what the website's called. Um, I'm gonna look and see what else they have in planes. All I did was take the link you gave me and went straight to the Super Tucano. But I wanna look and see it. They have what else they have. The Cheedy 550 Swift. I don't know what that is. Is that the only two airplanes they have? Holy shit! Really? It looks like they only have two airplanes. Okay, so they've got a. Okay, so here it is. I know I wasn't imagining that. It says right here, free battery. Um, China Hobby Line Super Tucano 1600 millimeter RC Warbird plane, plug and fly, with retract flaps and LED lights. So you get if you buy the plane, you get a free battery. But it doesn't give you the battery. I don't know I don't know how I'm supposed to add this to the cart. I added it to the cart and it didn't give me the battery. So I really don't know how. Let me look at this a minute here. What is this? Yeah, it's a 5006S 70C. That's a screaming good deal. I mean, that's a nice battery. A China Line battery too. Their shit's good. So I don't know how to get the battery. Because I already did this once. I put the plane in the cart, and there was no battery in the cart. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do to get the battery in the cart. What is? And they've got a $30 gift card, buy one get one. So if you buy a $30 gift card, you'll get an extra $30 gift card. So you're getting $60 worth of credit, for $30. So that's not a bad deal. You buy 2 or 3 of those. If you buy enough of those, you could get the Takano for half price. They probably have a limit. You could probably only use one gift card per purchase or something. I'm betting. Just stop somebody from doing just that. I'll have to expand on this later. Find out why I can't get that in my cart, because it just won't let me put it in my cart. Or no, it will let me put the plane in the cart, but I can't get the battery in the cart. Oh, there's only 1 day left on this sale too. 23 hours, 57 minutes, and 16 seconds. Yeah, it's counting down. That's no help. I don't know what that is. I'm going to add it to my cart again and see what happens. All right, let's go look at the... Let's go look at my cart and see what's going on. Yep. No, I just have 2 airplanes in the cart, no battery. Still no battery. I don't know what I have to do to get the battery in the cart. Please select the same warehouse. I didn't select either warehouse. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, shipped from Europe and shipped from US. All right. Let's go to US and see if they're out of stock or not. Or the other, vice versa. Yeah. 10 plus in stock, ready to ship. Okay, well, they have them in the US. So. Chapter Lower Alabama! What's up? How you doing, buddy? Yeah. Let's see. Did you actually have a battery listed in your cart when you did it, Mike? It shows the battery? Yeah, I figured I'm going to order the plane right now because I want the free battery. It says free battery in brackets at the top. Okay, let me go look. I didn't see that on mine, but let me look. Alright, so this is the UK one. I'm going to delete that one. Oh well, yeah. If you're talking about the the description of the airplane says in brackets, yeah, it says free battery, you know, Super Tucano, but I mean, it doesn't say. Usually, I don't know, maybe they just do it different, but usually if you get something like this, you'll see the battery in the cart with its zero price. They'll put a battery in the cart to show you you're getting a battery and you're not paying anything for it. So, this says it comes with a free battery, but the cart doesn't represent that it comes with a free battery. So that's what I'm questioning. Why, I don't know. I guess I don't know. I guess I could just order it and then the fight's on if I don't get a battery. I don't know what else. That's interesting though. God, I wish Lewis would pop in here tonight because he wants one of these. He wants that plane bad, and he can't get one. And of course, it's like the guy that's praying for $1 million. He wants to win the lottery. To God, please God, let me win the. And then God finally whispers down to him that you must first buy a ticket if you want to win the lottery. So. Lewis hasn't tried to order one yet. He keeps waiting for the back order button's there and it's clickable. He can click it and order the plane. Not anymore, but it's gone now right now. But and he wouldn't do that. He was waiting for it to say it's in stock. Well, it never came because they're selling out of it every time. That's why they took it off the website. They've got so many orders. The next shipping container is already paid for and promised. It's those planes are already spoken for. So we're not going to keep letting you pre-order more airplanes when we don't have any to give you. So when that happens, they just take it off the web page, and then once they get caught up, they'll put it back on the web page and let you start ordering them again. But yeah, that's Hobby King's standard practice. Motion RC does the same thing. Motion does the same thing. If they sell out of something and they're getting massive orders for it, they just shut it down. They just everybody that ordered it's going to get theirs, but they're not going to take any more orders. They just take it off the page and so nobody else can order another one. And then they wait till they get caught up and then they put it back up and let people order it. But I don't know that I think that's the greatest way to handle that. But what do I know? But yeah. Yeah, well, I understand that. I mean, it says it's part of the deal, but like I said, it's not. I don't physically see it in the cart with a zero on it. There's your battery. There, we're gonna because now you're relying on a guy that's gonna pull. They're gonna get the ticket, and it's gonna say an airplane, and they're gonna look down, and there's no battery on the ticket. Yeah, it says it in the description, but there's no physical line item. Line item 1 is an airplane with a free battery. Line item, there is no line item 2. Battery, zero cost. So if he's fulfilling the order, he has to remember to go get a battery. It ain't going to be in the box with the airplane. He's going to have to go get a battery and add it to the order. Is he going to do that? How many fails are going to happen? Because they forget to go get the battery. So, yeah, I don't know. I wonder. Let me. You know what? I want to do something here. Let me see. I'm curious if they're going to charge us sales tax. Oh, I think it's on another. Yeah, here it is. All right, let me go to checkout and see what happens. Discount code or gift card. I don't have. Anybody got a discount code for China Line? Yeah, they're not charging. It says free shipping and there's no sales tax. Okay. I want to go check something here. I want to see how much that battery pack's worth from them. Airplane batteries. EDF, no. Oh, come on. Ah. See warbirds. I guess we'll click on that. I mean, that's kind of weird. Why would they categorize a battery pack? Can't you mean a battery for a warbird can't be used in a civilian airplane? What does that mean? That doesn't make any damn sense. All right, so let's look and see how much that battery is. 5,000 70C 6S. Let's see if we can find that puppy. Ugh. All right, come on, load. Let's go. Okay. I clicked on airplane batteries, and there's not one 5,000 pack in here. The biggest thing I have is a 4,000. There's no 5,000 pack in here in this category. So now what do you do? There's a couple of buy one get one free in here. The 4,000. There's a 4,000 3S 70C battery. That's oh, I have to put it in the cart to see what the price is. Yeah, so that 4,000 3S is buy one get one, so that's a good deal. But yeah, I don't see. All right, I'm going to all batteries because I don't see what they're not showing us shit here. So let me go here. All batteries. Okay, by voltage, by C rating, by series. All right, let's do 6S. Sorted by that. Let's see what we get. Okay. All right. Okay, that's is that a China line battery? The Black Series. 65C, not 70C. Okay, here it is. Um, China line, a G plus 5000 milliamp 6S 70C XT90 connector. Huh. And yeah, it's 50. I don't know. It says 52.99 to 65.99. Well, what does that mean? I don't see an option list here. Like I can, pick and choose, something. I don't get it. What do you mean? It's 52 to 65. How does that work? All right, wait a minute. I rolled over something here. Oh, okay. So the XT, I guess the XT90 is the 52.99. So I assume if it's got an EC5 connector on it, it's the 65.99. Let me see if I can find that. Well, damn it. What is it doing here now? Okay, so we're back here. Huh. All right, that's weird. I don't see. All right, well, let me click on one more thing. There's one more thing I can click on here. Maybe you could change the size of the wire when they're assembling it. It's acting like that. Let me see. No, it took me back to the exact same website. It didn't give me a choice on the plug or the wire. You just click on it and it takes you to. So I don't know what the 65.99 is for, because the only way it comes is with an XT60. So far, so it's 52.99. All right, so I don't get it. I don't know what that means. It's kind of goofy. Select warehouse. Oh, maybe it's the warehouse it's coming from. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Oops. Okay, I can't click on that. What about there? Huh. Weird. Very weird. Hmm. 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 Oh, I see now. Okay. So this has got to be the one that's. They had two different, the same battery, two different ones, and one's got the XT90, the other one's got the. No, it's still $52. I just ordered it with the EC5 connector on it. It's still $52. So how do you get it up to $65? What? I don't get it. I don't. I'm so confused. I don't get it. How do you? They're both $52, so you can order it either way. All right, so I have to think about it. Well, shit. What plug comes in the plane? It's got an XT60 in it. Why would you order an EC? Well, okay, that's true. All right. Yeah, I'm not picking the battery. They are because it's part of the deal. So I hope to pick the right battery. Anybody print a vase lately? Hey, Michael, did you order any batteries? I found some more batteries. I'm busy balancing a prop. Hey, well, make sure you balance your battery while you're at it, too. Still here just playing guitar, hands are busy. There you go. Yeah, sure. Is that what they call it these days? I'm just playing my guitar. Talk to me later. I'm busy. I'm playing my guitar. I'm strumming it. Oh, which ones did you order? The yellow packs from RC Battery or the other ones? The green ones on eBay. Hobby King's got batteries on sale. Oh, the eBay ones. Okay. Do you need any more? Because Hobby King's got 2200s on sale. I could tell you. Hang on a second. Maybe I could tell you right now. Uh-oh, I'm being summoned. Shadow went to bed. I don't think it's him. Who's probably Roy? Maybe Roy's sending me a message. Oh no, it's a Facebook message. Ooh. I don't know. She keeps teasing me with this crap. I found. There's, there's no way she's going to buy that car. What is she? I found her a car. So, listen, we love her ATS. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice car, but we're taking a bath on it. She paid way too much money for that car. So she still owes um, I forget, um, quite a bit of money on the car. And I think she owes. I think she still owes 11 grand on the car, and that's about what we could sell it for right now. So we could sell the car and be clean slate. She wouldn't buy, trade it in and be upside down in the next car again, which is what we keep doing. Every time she buys another car, she just gets deeper in debt, upside down, and I'm trying to get her, out of that. So I found her a 2013, I think it was, Cadillac CTS wagon, not the ATS, but a CTS wagon, pearl white, beautiful car, and I think it was $6,500. It's it's going to be bigger. It's a CTS, so it's bigger than the ATS. Be close to the size of the Malibu. It's probably a little bigger than the Malibu. It's still rear wheel drive and everything. It was a beautiful car. No, I'm just going to keep my car. Okay. Now remember, it was only like $6,500. So she just sends me a link to an XTS that's $22,000. No, that's not going to work. How does that help? I'm trying to get you out of debt. Got 57,000 miles on it. Yeah, so like I said, it just. Oh God, I just can't figure her out. All right, is this my? Is this the? Yeah. So here's one, a 2013. Now there was a pearl white wagon, and she was. Here's one. I can't remember if I sent it to her or she sent it to me. Which way did that go? Did I send it to her or she sent it to me? She sent it to me. Okay, so she upped the game and wants the candy red that she's got. That's what color her ATS is. So here's a 13 CTS wagon, $7,600, not $22,000. Where's it at? It's got 82,000 miles on it. That's about what hers has. Same mileage. I think this is on our coast. This is over here. Yeah. Yeah, it's in St. Pete area. Or Seminole. What are they? Reddington Shores. Okay, so that's south of here a couple hours. That's not too far. So I was all for that one. If you want the red one, let's get the red one. That's fine. Just let's get rid of your car because you still owe too much money on it. And right now we could sell it for what you owe on it and get out from under it completely. And then she could pay cash, $6,700. She could pay cash for no more car payment. Boom. And then she sends me one for a $22,000 XTS. No, that's not going to work. Mike, you bought the so you got a bad battery from them? They'll replace it. Just tell them. I had one that was way out of warranty. I had bought 3 packs and they were all still in the box. It still had the the sticker over the plug end. It comes. And I opened them up one day to try and use them, and one of the packs had blown up. It just exploded. It wasn't any good. It was all puffed up. So I sent him a picture of it. I said, listen, I know I'm way past the warranty on this battery pack, but the sticker is still on the plug. I never used it. I never even plugged it in. I went to use it, and I took it out of the box, opened the boxes. And the other two are fine, but this one, so they sent me another battery. They said, well, yeah, you're past the warranty, but we're going to go ahead and replace it for you. We can see that you never used it, so we're going to go ahead and replace it. They sent me a battery. Okay, all right, I'm pretty good with that. That works for me. Yeah, these are the batteries I like. This is a nanotech battery. I've had really good success with these batteries. I really like these. These dark blue, not the light blue. Turnigy Nanotech. This is the battery pack I use to fly the L39, the 6S L39 from Banana Hobby. I bought 3 of these, and they fit in the plane perfect. The plane will fly for 9 minutes on this pack, and the weight's perfect. It fits perfect. It's just the perfect battery for that airplane. Yeah, I like the regular standard Tundra. I don't have any problem with that plane. I love that plane. I love the fact that it's got reverse. I think it's hilarious that I can back it out of the pit area, and then turn it around and then drive off. That freaks everybody out. Did that plane just back up? I go, yeah, it did. How'd you do that? So yeah, Michael, just send him take a picture of the voltage on your meter, and send a picture I think they want you to. I can't remember if they want it in an email or if they want it. Well, that's what I told them, Mike. I said, yeah, guys, the reason it has reverse is for float flying. You need to be able to back it away from the dock or back it out of the weeds if it gets blown into the weeds. So yeah, that's where the reverse comes in handy is when you're on floats. You don't need it on the ground, but it's still fun to screw around with it. But yeah, that was put in the plane on purpose for the floats. It's not an EDF. You don't need to air brake it. It's not going to roll very far, or swim very far on floats. It's just so you can maneuver it. You can back it off the dock, and so. Yeah, those are the ones I just sent Michael Bear, Mike, the Avonics. Avonic, yeah, that's the ones that Michael just bought off eBay. They had them on sale. What was it? Four batteries for um, $48, something like that. Uh, okay, well, good enough, I guess. Not, I don't need to add the battery. They're supplying the battery, so I'll just. I guess I'll just order the plane. I got to look to see if there's a China. I'm gonna. You know what? Hang on a second. Let me. Jeff, is there a Zoom going on right now? Is Spencer still in a Zoom? You buy whatever's on sale on Amazon. Yeah, that's I mean, I haven't had a lot of problems. Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were popping in and out of there. I don't have a lot of problems with 3S packs. Other than the green ones from Park Zone. We've all had problems. Everybody got the same thing with those batteries. They turn into a football almost immediately. That's the only 3S pack I've ever really had a problem with. Everything else I've bought in 3S seems to work fine. Um, yeah, $11 each. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, you found a discount code. Oh, good. Where'd you find that at? See if China Line has a discount code I can use. Wherever you found that one, look for one from China Line. See if they, 'cause that'll make it even sweeter deal if I can get a. Yeah, so that brings the plane down to you're paying $498 for the plane, which is pre Trump tariff pricing. Um, it's kind of hit or miss on the blue ones. Not great, um, but I think they were, if you were paying full price for them, no, not worth buying. If it came with an airplane, it was a free battery with an airplane kind of deal. Yeah, it's okay. I haven't had great luck with those, but way better than, I usually get, at least a half a dozen flights before it starts doing something stupid. But the green ones, one flight, man, it was a football. Those are the worst batteries ever. Those Spark Zone batteries. Oh my god. They came pre-puffed. There you go. For your protection. Yeah, it's not going to blow up on you because we already blew it up. So you're good to go. We're just thinking of our customers. We want to make sure you're safe. All right. I guess it took my. Let's back this out. Okay. Oh, so FMS has a special going on. Well, kinda doesn't work, but you can get. It's a really good deal. I mean, when I bought the SU-27, I put it in my cart. a window opened up. It says select your gift, okay, and you have to pay for your gift. I don't know how that works. I thought a gift was free, but no. But it's a big discount. So this window pops open, and there's like, I think 12 airplanes. Well, there were. Now we're down to 8 airplanes. There were more than that before. Now they're down to 8. And some are already on sale, but it's a bigger sale. Like, I think the pits, if you bought the pits outright, it was I think it was $30 off list price. But if you buy something else and then your free gift, you can get it for $100 off. So you think. So I tried that, and when I tried to add, I was going to get another pits. I mean, for $259, it's normally $359. For $259, yeah, hell yeah, I'll take another one of those. So I put it in my cart, and it went in the cart, and within 3 seconds it was out of the cart. it just disappeared, and then the window pops back open, and then I tried it again, and it disappears, and like, what the hell's going on here? This stupid thing don't even work. So I just finally gave up. I just closed the window and ordered the plane, just the plane, and called it a day. It wouldn't cooperate, so to hell with it. But yeah, it was there were 2 or 3 planes that were $100 off in the in the cart. Your free gift. Free gift. So yeah, I was gonna go for the I was gonna order another pits to have. I forget there was another plane I was debating between the 2 of them, and I think I decided that the pits was the cheaper, better deal. I think the F-86 was also $100 off. Yeah. Some of them are $50 off, and some of them are, like $40 off. But I thought between the pits at $100 off, or the F-86 is $100 off. I thought, well, you know what? I think that's a pretty good deal. So I tried to take advantage of it, and they wouldn't give it to me. Oh yeah, there's all right. There are 12 airplanes that are available as a free gift. Well, I guess they're not using the word free, but select your gift, and there's 12 airplanes right now that you can choose between. Some are like $30 off, some are 50, 70, but there's a couple $100 off, and I think that's the best bang for the buck, is to take advantage of another airplane to go in your order, and get $100 off. How can you go wrong there? Kind of having the same deal right now with Tire King, Tire Rack. I'm buying new tires for the car, and Tire Rack's got, if you buy a full set of tires, they'll knock on $100 off the price of the total of the 4 tires. Well, it's better than a poke in the eye. It's not a bad deal. So, I haven't ordered them yet, but I'm all prepared to do it. I'm just still kind of kicking around, where if I'm going to buy them from Tire Rack or somewhere else. Yeah. So anyway. I think Hobby King still has their scratch and dent sale going on, I believe. Let's see what's in scratch and dent. Same old shit. They put something new in, maybe. You got to keep an eye on that stuff, guys. They'll change it on a whim. You know, all of a sudden there'll be something in the cart that it wasn't in there before, because you would have already pulled the trigger if it had been in the cart before. So it's new, and no, this looks like the same old stuff. I don't see anything new here. Nope. Yep. Same old stuff. I'm trying to. God, I hate that thing. Uh, what the hell happened there? Oh. It's getting cold out here. I'm getting ready to call it here. Yeah, I'm getting cold. I guess I could go get my sexy Dodge Charger jacket that I had Don Garlett sign back in '09. I was teasing Charlie today about that when I got out of the car with my Charger jacket on, and he says, "Where's your Blackwing jacket? What the hell? What's the deal here? How come you don't have a Blackwing jacket?" Yeah, it was wearing a Dallas Cowboys uh, hoodie. He got a lot of comments about that. There were a bunch of Dallas Cowboy fans at the show. Go. People would walk by, "Go Cowboys!" Really? I just think you're at a car show and people are, I don't know. That's funny. Different for sure. Pretty sure Trump flies at a club in Palm Beach. What, RC? No, I would bet money that Trump does not fly RC. Oh, you put the $30 gift card in your basket. Oh, okay. Well, that's. But you won't be able to use it on this order. You'll have to use it on your next order. Um, wonder if I wonder how that works. Do I have to wait? Can I buy the gift card alone and then use it to buy the condo? Or I don't know. I'm just getting caught up in the chat, guys. Yeah, right, Michael Bear. Trump's Trump pulled the tariffs off of airplane batteries. uh, that's good thinking, Michael. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because then you can pick which corner of the car you want to blow, and then the car will pull that way, so you can actually send the car where you want it to go when the tire blows. You just put that tire on the bad side where you want the car to go when the tire blows, and you'll be good to go. That's good thinking. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't think of that. Man, it's genius. Probably a ski trip, huh, Mike? Going to Aspen? Sounds like a ski trip to me. Oh, Michael Bear. Hey, are the cops there, Michael? Uh, yeah, the Cletus Club. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, that's just the old boys club. Those guys that they get paid to hang out with Cletus and just make up stupid shit. that's that's their whole job. They're not working on any customers' cars or any of that crap. They're just playing with their own shit, you know, and see what they can come up with. You know, it's a in-house club. Uh, oh God, it keeps doing that. Damn it. Yeah, I don't think there's anything new in the scratch and dent at Tower. It's all the same stuff still. Oh God, there's 3 pages of this stuff. Holy shit! I didn't know that. Actually, I think I did know that. Let me uh, let me reset this and get them all on one page. Actually, I think all but one fit on one page. The last one I think went to page 2. Uh, uh, okay, what do we got here? No, that stuff's all. Oh, that boat looks new. I don't think that was on here before. Way out of my price range. $530. Jesus. No, thank you. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, God. Yeah, there's still some good deals, at Tower. There's some stuff that's, they're damn near giving it away. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Good time to stock up if you're looking for some new, stuff. Okay. Uh, it's 12 o'clock. I think I'm going to call it, guys. Nobody's really chatting too much. I guess you guys are still recovering from Turkey Day. y'all eat too much turkey, so nobody's chatting. uh, $750 an hour in Aspen? Are you shitting me? How the hell can they charge that? Can you just land, deplane, and take back off? I mean, what's a landing fee? If you don't park, what's the land? That's ridiculous. That can't be right, Mike. $750 an hour? Oh my God. You just cooked a turkey tonight. Oh yeah. Oh, you're still playing with your guitar. Yeah. Just don't go blind, okay? You'll be fine. All right. Yeah, I was just gonna say, you might as well just set the plane on fire and buy a new one. I mean, $750 an hour, for a week. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, that's just insane. Yeah, that's just ludicrous. And why would anyone just land, deplane, take back off, go somewhere else and park? You know, I that's ridiculous. I can't I just can't believe that. That's just really stupid. All right, I'm gonna call it. I'm getting cold. It's getting cold out here. Damn it, I'm getting cold. So, thanks for coming, guys. Sorry I was late. Like I said, the day didn't go as planned, but we made it. So, um, if you guys come up with any sales or anything, most of you know how to get a hold of me. You can send me a text message, through just you can go to any one of my videos and put a message on it, and it'll notify me that I have a message. Or you can call me direct if you have my phone number. You should all have my phone number by now. And yeah, yeah. If you find any good deals on anything, let me know. Maybe I'll do a video on it and get everybody up to date. So, all right. So I'm gonna call it. Have a great night. Thanks for coming, guys, and we'll talk to you later. I gotta go over here and I gotta hit the